Hello, everybody. It's Brenda. I'm here today to read some pages from How to Be a Better Person. Make peace with the things that irritate you. What secretly or not secretly bugs you is the way your partner chews, hearing your kids say the name 12 times in 2 minutes, people who don't pick up their dog's poop, things about you regularly encounter that give you the flicker of irritation, and you choose to use them as reminders to take a breath. You feel better than at the moment, and you still respond more thoroughly. Seek poise during delays. Flights don't leave on time, traffic happens, projects hit the snag, things take longer than you think they should. Thinking you should be further along increases your against when the reality is timing is beyond your control. Independence doesn't make things happen more quickly, it just makes you feel worse. The practice of maintaining poise tells yourself, I trust things that happen at the perfect time. Look under the rock of your anger. When something sets you off, resist the urge toward righteousness and indignation and look deeper. Anger is generally caused by emotions that require a little more vulnerability to process, such as hurts and fears. You may not want to go there in the moment, but once you've cooled off, let yourself see what feelings are hiding under the anger. When a coworker takes credit for your idea, for example, you may get good and roughly ticked off. But once your anger has subsided a bit, you may see that it wasn't just the act itself that upset you, it was the betrayal and trust of your colleague, perhaps frustration at yourself for not having put forth the idea to your boss sooner. Once you know what's at the root, you'll be able to decide on the next step that brings you peace instead of more strife. In this instance, instead of bad mouthing your colleague, you can be more disconcerting about who you trust and at work and start putting your own ideas forward. Recognize when it's you're mad at. Anger can be a sneaky way to avoid taking responsibility. Next time you're miffed, ask yourself, next time you are miffed, ask, are you mad at the slow driver in front of you, or are you angry with yourself because you left 10 minutes too late? Again, if you don't like what you're getting, owning your role can save everyone a lot of anger. Be thankful for the lesson. Experience is an inefficient way to learn. Perhaps if only you could learn everything you need before you made any mistakes, but experience is often the only thing that can teach you the exact lesson you need to learn. Sometimes the only way to learn is to learn the hard way, whether it's having your heart broken by a person who seemed so attracted to you but who ended up being a master manipulator, or learning that lesson, or never leaving the house without a diaper after being caught up paraded on your first trip to the grocery store with your baby. Accepting the lesson with much gratitude will make learning by experience feel much less painful. Be glad you took the hard route and learned from it. Find your mental happy place. Just like your brain can't tell you the difference between imaginary threat and a real one. The way your heart races while you're watching a scary movie is also struggles with the difference between pretend vacation and the real thing. Spend a few moments each day thinking about what it feels like to be in one of your favorite spots on earth. It'll help you rest and resting mood to one of relaxation. Appreciate more. Appreciation is 1 degree of separation anyway from gratitude. Appreciation is a fabulous attitude and a cult and a collective, because in order to appreciate something you have to stop and take it, which it means you're in the present moment and not off somewhere in your head. Appreciation directs your attention toward what's going on right now. You focus on something that grows, or you could say what you appreciates as in it increases in value. Rehearse happiness. How often do you actually daydream about how good it will feel when all the things you want to work on pan out? It's much more common to imagine the worst case scenarios because the brain is wired to look for potential problems. Visualizing a happy ending can act like a tractor beam, inspiring you to take steps that will lead you to the point. So instead of worrying about messing up at the big meeting, spend a moment thinking about returning to your desk with a spring in your step after delivering a great presentation. It will train your brain to do what it takes to recreate the feeling. Risk a bigger dream. As you grow into a better vision of yourself, it's likely that your horizons will expand and you'll be able to see new opportunities that you hadn't previously considered. Perhaps a promotion at work opens the door to speaking opportunities. For example, of learning to become a better communicator attracts new, more satisfying relationships. Whatever possibility presents itself, learn into going after the bigger goal will make you stronger and help you realize that many of the things you thought were impossible are actually within your reach. Dare to dream a bigger dream for yourself. Find a healthy outlet for your anger. Anger is a perfectly human emotion, not something you have to stuff down. At the same time, it's not okay to go flying off the handle at other people simply because you're ticked off. Find normal ways to release anger. Vigorous cleaning, long runs, deep breaths, or criminal screams in the car as you are going down the road. And there are many more. Keep experimenting. The only guiding principle here is to find the one that works for you without harming those around you. A journal. Writing your thoughts in a piece of paper can incredibly freeing. Not only do you not have to carry them around in your head anymore, but you also get a chance to read back what you wrote, which can be very enlightening. There are no right ways to do it. Just set your pen on paper and see what it comes out. There's nothing you can say here, so use your journal as an opportunity to get your crazy out. Name your feelings. To work with your feelings instead of simply being taken for a ride by them, aim to identify exactly what the emotions you're experiencing in order to name it. If you have to allow yourself to feel it. So instead of trying to talk yourself out of the initial rush of indignation when you feel a friend has slighted you, pause long enough to allow yourself to experience the physical sensations of your upset, the flush in your cheeks, the tightening in your belly. Say out loud, I am so angry right now. I feel like flames might shoot out the top of my head. If that doesn't mean you act on your anger. Simply means you experience it in ironically, and more you can feel the anger feelings, the faster it moves on, as suppressed feelings don't go away, they just go into hiding. When you recognize what you're feeling and call it what it is, you help yourself move through it. Teach kids to recognize their own emotions. Help increase your kids' emotional intelligence by encouraging them to identify their feelings and discuss the different emotional states, or have them act out various feelings and let them know that whatever they feel is okay. While you can't manage your children's emotions, making their feelings less mysterious will help them navigate some of the turmoil that's growing up. Identify your feelings. Emotions just don't happen in your mind. They have a physical component to let them. For example, when you're sad and cry in the name of the Father's dismay, feelings start to excess, where you are feeling tightness and in your throat and a fluttery feeling in your stomach, a burning in your chest. Again, this will help you feel your feelings, which is the best way to help them move along. Stop squirreling away the good stuff. Sure, it's nice to have fancy things, but keep them tucked away until a special occasions. Wear that pretty nightgown. Eat off the good plates. Use your astral soap in other words, don't save pleasure for another day. This is especially true with heirloom items, as grandma's china on the family silver or the family silverware. Let children, your friends, and everyone in your life have fun with them. It's what your forbidders did. Enjoy the finer things in life now. Rise your overall happiness. Choose people you confide in wisely. Sharing your feelings with someone else can be such a powerful experience. It has potential to make you feel hard and validated, which is a beautiful thing. What's not so great is sharing your feelings with someone who tells you you're overreacting or imagining, tells you what you should do, or judges you. You don't have to share your feelings with everyone. Choose who you reveal yourself to with care. All right, everybody. That is your story from How to Be a Better Person. I hope you liked it, and I'll read some more tomorrow. Bye.